In a distant future, Earth lies in ruins. A great war has scorched the surface, turning the world into a crumbling wasteland known as the Lost Lands. Civilization has withered, and only one city remains standing, a walled, oppressive stronghold ruled by a tyrant known simply as the Overlord. On a fog-laced morning, a witch named Grey Alice stands at the brink of execution, brutally sentenced to death by the church, as a reminder for anyone who dares to go up against it.
No one!
As the enforcer and the church acolytes return after hanging her, something strange happens. One of the acolytes looks Alice in the eyes and begins to panic as Alice takes control of his mind. In his hallucination, he's the one on the platform. Terrified, he fires, cutting the rope, unwittingly saving Alice. He believes she's still beside him and in his hysteria accidentally kills another guard. When the enforcer discovers what happened,
"What is happening to me?"
she coldly executes the confused soldier. Then she goes after Alice. But Alice doesn't run. She hides in the shadows, turning hunters into prey. One by one, the soldiers fall to her blade until only the enforcer remains. Alice pins her enemy down, a blade pressed to her throat. But instead of ending it quickly, she chooses to hang her. Alice leaves her mark behind, a symbol of defiance. The suffering people rise chanting for the witch who never hangs. Far beyond the city walls, a man is traveling across the Lost Lands. His name is Boyce. Sensing an ambush, he warns the hidden bandits before they reveal themselves. One thief grabs his weapon, only to discover a two-headed serpent that lunges and kills instantly. With a clench of his fists, Boyce summons firearms from thin air and guns down the rest. He retrieves his snake carefully. In a forgotten tower, Alice leaves coins for a blind woman who's known her touch since childhood. She believes Alice is an old soul like herself, never suspecting that Alice hasn't aged in a lifetime. Soon they're visited by the Queen and her trusted protector, Captain Jerry's of the Overwatch. The Queen has come with a secret wish. She desires the power of Werewolf, offering priceless jewels in exchange. Bound by a curse that forbids her from denying any wish, Alice reluctantly agrees. Alice warns her that she might not like what she will get, but the Queen is persistent. To fulfill the wish, Alice must hunt a shapeshifter. Jairus, in private, asks for his own wish. He asks her to fail the mission. He claims to fear the Queen's corruption, but Alice senses deeper motives, envy perhaps. She agrees anyway. Grey Alice taps into her magic, slipping into the shapeshifter's mind, where rage reigns and skulls blanket the ground. Now she sees the horror ahead, but it's too late. The path is set. In the throne room, the Queen stands over the dying Overlord, not in grief, but with cold contempt. She's waited years for this moment. She claims to hate all men except one, Boyce, her secret lover. Later, she shares a kiss with Boyce, revealing their secret affair. After their meetup, Boyce attempts to sneak out of the palace but is confronted by guards. In a flash, he spits liquor into a torch, igniting an inferno. One guard is engulfed, the other is thrown down a staircase. Moving on, Grey Alice tracks down Boyce at a grimy pub. She wants to hire him. At first, he barely looks up from his card game, uninterested. But Alice doesn't give up. She joins the game and beats him. She then reveals she's hunting a shapeshifter named Sardra, the great wolf who lives near Skull River, a place so deadly no one returns. She offers Boyce an ancient watch from Jairus and the coin she took in their card game. Boyce warns her about the dangers, but Alice proposes they leave behind whoever falters. Impressed, he agrees, but before they can set out, the enforcer and her acolytes ambush them. A gunman fires from above. Boyce reacts, tossing his serpent at the shooter. The attacker dies mid-fall and the snake leaps to another guard, forcing a gruesome amputation. Then the enforcer arrives and slays the serpent with a swift cut, but Alice and Boyce are already gone. As the city's bells ring out, the patriarch stands before the masses, reminding that the church is the city's last shield against the evils beyond. Beneath his fiery sermon lies fear of Grey Alice. Naming her a symbol of defiance, he demands her capture while whispers of rebellion stir beneath the altar. During a brutal interrogation, the blind woman confesses Jairus and the Queen aided Alice. The patriarch orders to force Alice's confession to expose the Queen's betrayal and seize the power for himself. Deep in the wild, Boyce quietly mourns his fallen two-headed snake. Alice teases him, then hands back his repaired gun with a smirk. That night, a scorpion creeps toward her. Boyce lunges, Alice reacts fast, blades drawn, but stops when she realizes he was protecting her. At a remote outpost run by two siblings, Ross and Mara, Boyce's old friends, they decide stay. Mara shares a quiet kiss with Boyce, their bond rekindled if only for a night. But time is slipping away. Skull River must be reached before the full moon. To save precious hours, Ross offers a perilous shortcut through the abandoned death train tunnels. As Boyce and Alice press on into the mountains, they leave behind their last allies heading into danger. The Enforcer and her acolytes close in, relentless in pursuit. In the palace, the Queen summons Patriarch, warning him that sending his forces after Grey Alice leaves the city defenseless. Her intentions to protect Alice are clear, but the Patriarch remains unmoved. He declares witchcraft and its sympathizers are punishable by death, subtly accusing the Queen of treason. She denies any involvement. Later, the Enforcer captures Ross and Mara, torturing them for information. Mara breaks, revealing the destination of Boyce and Alice. Ross is executed, their outpost set ablaze. With only 3 days until the full moon, the hunt accelerates. As Boyce and Grey Alice cross the desolate Lost Lands, she quietly asks if he has a home, revealing the shared loneliness between them. They reach a ruined cable station where Cyrus, an old friend, once operated. But Cyrus is dead, hanged by the church, the station destroyed. Tracking the attackers, they stumble into an ambush led by the Enforcer. They are wearing glasses to resist Alice's power of mind control.
None of your tricks, witch.
The Enforcer demands Boyce's hand over Alice, showing Mara's dying body as a warning. When he refuses, she kills Mara on the spot. Fury ignites. Outgunned, Boyce and Alice fight their way onto the cable car under heavy fire. Mid-air, enemies board. The Enforcer cuts the cable, sending the car swinging toward the ravine. The Enforcer shoots Boyce once, but when she is about to shoot him again, Alice uses her magic to confuse her, saving Boyce. Bloodied but alive, they climb to safety. By the fire, Alice stitches Boyce's wounds and offers him a drink. He accepts, quietly mourning Ross and Mara and share peaceful conversation. A strange light pulse on the dark horizon. Boyce points it out. Alice sees it too, unsettling and unfamiliar. Elsewhere, the Queen learns she's pregnant with Boyce's child. She reveals it to the dying overlord, then calmly ends his life. She doesn't need him now, as she is soon going to give birth to the heir. Hunted by the Enforcer through the cursed wasteland, Alice and Boyce take refuge in a shattered cooling tower. As night falls, demons descend. They flood the floor with gasoline and light it, fire blazing around them. But the creatures keep coming. Boyce kicks a gas can, explosion. Still, he's pinned by a demon until Alice cuts it down. Then the massive demon leader appears, snarling her name with hatred. Alice unleashes a cyclone of fire. The monsters fall, but afterward Boyce realizes there was no heat. It was all an illusion. Alice confesses the truth. She once led men to a cursed treasure, turning them into the demons. At the palace, the Patriarch publicly announces the Overlord's death. The Queen's pregnancy is revealed, shocking the people. The Queen secures her throne. The crowd cheers, helped by Jairus' warning gunshot. Behind closed doors, the Patriarch mocks her and orders Grey Alice found and condemned, along with the Queen. But the Queen moves first, seducing Jairus and using his forces, plotting against the Patriarch. Meanwhile, near Skull River, Alice offers Boyce payment and asks him to leave because she doesn't want him to put him in danger. He refuses to leave. She warns him of her curse, that everyone close to her suffers. Still, he chooses to stay, even if it means dying beside her. The next day, the final trap is set. As the train approaches, Alice stands on the tracks, bait for the final trap. At the last moment, she bolts, luring the Enforcer and her troops into a fiery plunge. The wreckage silences the hunt. With the Enforcer gone, the Patriarch moves to claim the throne by force, but Jairus strikes first, ambushing him with loyal troops. The Queen emerges as sole ruler, her enemies in ruins. At Skull River, under the full moon, Alice discovers the truth. There is no Sardra. The real monster is Boyce. He transforms before her eyes, the cursed beast she's been hunting all along. Betrayal cuts deep, yet Alice is ready. Their battle is brutal. Silver blades clash with claws, illusions swirl, and Alice strikes true. Boyce collapses, weakened by the silver she secretly stitched into his wound. Pleading, he asks to stay by her side. She grants his wish in death. She buries him and returns to the city with the shapeshifter's pelt. The people rise, the church crumbles. In the palace, Alice hands the pelt to Jairus, instructing the Queen must wear it by midnight to complete the ritual. But Jairus scoffs. He reveals he paid Alice to fail. Unshaken, she reveals the truth. The shapeshifter was Boyce, the Queen's lover and the father of her child. Staggered by grief and betrayal, the Queen kills Jairus in a fury. She had known what Boyce was and still loved him, dreaming they'd one day hunt in the wilds together. As riots roar and chants honor the witch that never hangs, the queen flees. But the curse isn't done. As dawn breaks, Boyce's skin smolders in fire, and far away, Boyce claws his way back to life. Boyce hunts Grey Alice, vengeance burning, until the moment they meet. Pain and memory dull his fury. She'd always known he'd return, just as she knew his gun would misfire, the one she repaired. With nothing left to lose, they vanish into the lost lands together, no longer enemies but bound by fate.